Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you will be updated on all my future content. So this video is going to be a brief review of multi-digit subtraction with regrouping. Our first example problem is 15,431 minus 12,392. I'm going to go through step by step how to solve that problem. So step one with any subtraction problem is determine if regrouping is needed. And we determine that by looking to see if there are any bottom digits that are bigger than the top digits, because that's when we need to regroup. We regroup whenever there is a bottom digit that is greater than the top digit. So looking at this problem, we do not need to regroup in the 10,000s place. We do not need to regroup in the thousands place. We do not need to regroup in the hundreds place. In the tens place, we do need to regroup because you cannot start out with 3 and take away 9. So in order to regroup in the tens place, what we need to do is we need to take a 10 from the hundreds place and add that to the tens place. So the 4 in the hundreds place is going to become a 3, and then the 3 in the tens place is going to become a 13. So now looking in the ones place, we also need to regroup in the ones place, because you can't start out with 1 and take away 2. So we're going to take a 10 from the tens place. That 13 is going to become a 12. And then that 1 is going to become an 11. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, we used to call this borrowing. But it's not really borrowing because we don't give it back. Now, just to make sure all the bottom digits are equal to or bigger than we want to make sure all the top digits are equal to or bigger than the bottom digits. So they're equal in the 10,000s place. 5 is bigger than 2. They're equal in the hundreds place. In the tens and ones place, the top digits are bigger. It's okay for the digits to be the same it's okay for the top and bottom digits to be the same. The only thing is the bottom digits cannot be bigger. If the bottom digits are bigger, regrouping is necessary. But we've done all our regrouping, and now we are ready to subtract. So starting in the ones place, 11 minus 2 equals 9. 12 minus 9 equals 3. 3 minus 3 equals 0. 5 minus 2 equals 3. 1 minus 1 equals 0. We could put a 0 there, or we could just leave it blank. Usually I say just leave it blank. It doesn't change the value of the answer. But we have our final answer. 15,431 minus 12,392 equals 3,039. All right, on to the next example problem. All right, 17,483 minus 14,991. The first step with any subtraction problem before you do any subtraction is always see if regrouping is needed. See if regrouping is needed, and if it is needed, do all of your regrouping before you do any subtraction. So I see here that regrouping is needed in the hundreds place and in the tens place. You cannot start out with 4 and take away 9, so we're going to have to take a 10 from the thousands place here. The 7 is going to become a 6. The 4 is going to become a 14. You also can't start with 8 and take away 9, so we have to regroup there as well. So we take a 10 from the hundreds place. Now the 14 will become a 13, and the 8 will become an 18. And now we are ready to subtract. 3 minus 1 equals 2. 18 minus 9 equals 9. 6 minus 4 equals 2. 1 minus 1 equals 0. You could put a 0 there or leave it blank. It won't change the value of the answer. I always say if there's a 0 in the column all the way to the left, leave it blank. And we have our final answer. 17,483 minus 14,991 equals 2,492. All right, on to example 3. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Please remember to hit the like button. Really helps the algorithm, and hit the subscribe button if you have not already. All right, 52,341 minus 21,958. So a lot of regrouping here. And again, we always look to see if regrouping is needed, and we always do all of our regrouping before we do any subtraction. So looking here, we have to regroup in the hundreds, tens, and ones place. I always say regroup from left to right, and then we subtract from right to left. So in the hundreds place, you cannot start out with 3 and take away 9, so we're going to take a 10 from the thousands place. The 2 in the thousands place is going to become a 1. And then the 3 in the hundreds place is going to become a 13. You can't start with 4 and take away 5. So the 13, we're going to change that to a 12. We take away a 10 from the hundreds place. Now the 4 is going to become a 14. You can't start out with 1 and take away 8, so we have to add a 10 to the tens place, add a 10 to the ones place, so we're taking a 10 from the tens place. The 14 becomes 13. The 1 becomes an 11. And now we are ready to subtract. All right, 11 minus 8 equals 3. 13 minus 5 equals 8. 12 minus 9 equals 3. 1 minus 1 equals 0. And 5 minus 2 equals 3. And we have our final answer. 52,341 minus 21,958 equals 30,383. All right, stay tuned for the final example of the video. Please hit that subscribe button if you have not already. 41,000 minus 39,457. So step 1, we determine if regrouping is needed. Obviously, in this live stream, all of the problems require regrouping, but if you're just randomly doing subtraction, you don't know. So always check if regrouping is needed before you do any subtraction. And do all of your regrouping before you start subtracting numbers. So for this problem, 41,000 minus 39,457, everything other than the 10,000s place needs to be regrouped. So we're going to start from left to right. You cannot start out with 1 and take away 9, so that 1's going to become an 11. That 4 is going to become a 3. We always take a 10 from the column to the left. You can't start out with 0 and take away 4. So the 0 is going to become a 10. The 11 is also going to become a 10. You can't start out with 0 and take away 5. 0 becomes a 10. The 10 in the hundreds place becomes a 9. You can't start out with 0 and take away 7, so the 0 becomes a 10. And then the 10 in the tens place also becomes a 9. So now we are ready to regroup. We are ready to subtract. We did all of our regrouping, and now we can subtract, starting from the ones place and going to the 10,000s place. So 10 minus 7 equals 3. 9 minus 5 equals 4. 9 minus 4 equals 5. 10 minus 9 equals 1. 3 minus 3 equals 0. We can leave that blank, and we have our final answer. 41,000 minus 39,457 equals 1,543. All right, that is my live stream for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. And if there is an area of math or reading that you're having difficulty with, put that in the comments and I will do a future video on that skill. Also, clips from this live stream of individual subtraction problems are going to probably show up tomorrow and throughout the week. Clips from this live stream. If you don't want to watch the whole live stream, you can just watch me solve one of these example problems. And clips of each example problem will probably be showing around 5 o'clock going through into next week. But thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Mr. Camilleri. This is the Mr. Camilleri Show, and I am signing off. I will see you all next time.